Well, joining me now to discuss this more is Jalal Abu Hatter, a Palestinian writer based in Jerusalem. Good morning to you. How do you characterise what we've seen playing out over the last few days, over the last week in Israel?
The last few days of the last week is just a continuation of one incredible movement that we've been seeing in Palestine. Since the start of Ramadan, since last month, we began to see mobilization. People are just frustrated with the continuous provocations and continuous suppression of certain parts of our ways of life here in Palestine, especially in Jerusalem. And there was a spark that was lit in Jerusalem at Al-Aqsa Mosque in Sheikh Jarrah neighborhood facing ethnic cleansing, at the Damascus Gate steps where the space was blocked to the Palestinians there. The spark began there and it just continued and it's just increased. And today we're seeing a wide participation by the entire Palestinian community that stretches from Gaza to the West Bank, to Palestinians who are holding Israeli citizenship in 48 Palestine, as well as refugee Palestinians who are in Lebanon or in Jordan, who have marched to the borders yesterday in mass numbers. There's huge participation in huge numbers that we've never seen before. And the energy, what we're seeing right now is definitely a sign of something that's never happened before. It's unprecedented on a huge scale, where Palestinians are united, for once are united, and the fragmentation that's imposed by the Israelis through checkpoints, through passports, through blockade on Gaza, through the occupation itself of our areas, that fragmentation, the lockdown on the borders, it's not stopping us from marching together for this one cause, one purpose. We're all united in this one movement.
What would you say to those who would describe the escalation as coming from the Palestinian side? And in fact, the first military aggression came from the Palestinian side.
That would be a very short-sighted conclusion by someone who's not really paying attention, maybe not at all, to what's happening in Palestine. Just a couple of months ago, or 1 month ago, actually, the apartheid report by Human Rights Watch came out claiming that Israel is committing the crime of apartheid and persecution. And even that report, we believe it just came out so late, but late is better than never, of course. The thing is, with such a report, it's just showing that throughout decades that we've lived under Israeli control in Palestinian towns under full Israeli control, which holds citizenship in Gaza and the West Bank, the policies of demolitions, of transferring people from an area to another, settlements, the aggression that we keep seeing repeatedly on Gaza every few years, the continuous blockade. That's all part of one equation, of one thing that's happening. And when we are reacting in a way that the world sees it as violent, that's just a reaction to the continuous and non-stop Israeli violence towards our communities since the inception of the Israeli state in 48, which today, actually, I have to mention, today marks Al-Nakba, 73 years since Al-Nakba, when Israel basically was established by expelling 700,000 Palestinians from their homes and destroying villages and towns throughout Palestine to establish Jewish communities for settlers who were just arriving from elsewhere. Nakba, 73 years on, it still continues today, and we're still fighting against that today.
What do you think needs to happen to establish peace, sustained peace? Because there are instances of Israeli Jews and Israeli Arabs living in mixed communities happily. This is perhaps the first time that we've seen conflicts between those communities on the streets.
There have been a lot of demands by the Palestinians, very clear demands by various movements, and they cover a certain stretch of what we're looking for. Of course, as any other human beings, we demand dignity, a life under dignity. We demand an end, the occupation, for one. We demand Palestinians who are citizens of Israel are not treated like second-class citizens, are not treated or mistreated and displaced from their homes. To be treated equally, to have full rights. We demand the blockade over Gaza to be lifted completely. That is a very inhumane blockade that's been lasting for over 15 years now in Gaza. The end of colonial practices against our people. The end of apartheid. Apartheid is a crime persecutable in the International Criminal Court. It's a crime against humanity.
Very quickly, do you condemn the aggression, though, of Hamas? Do you condemn the fact that lives have been taken?
It's very hard to condemn aggression when we are facing aggression the entire time and no one else is asking them to condemn their aggression towards us.
It will be a question that I will be putting to a guest later on from the other side of the conflict. Jalal Abu Hatta, thank you very much for speaking to me this morning. Thank you.